Alright, so welcome back to Haas to Glory. Today, we are going to be starting season numero dos. Now, we do have a couple driver changes going into this season. Our team, Haas, is staying the same. Oliver Behrman and Nico Hülkenberg. But we do have a couple of really nice driver moves. Number one is going to be Lewis Hamilton moving to Ferrari, just like in real life. But instead of Sainz getting chucked out Ferrari and having to go to Williams, Ferrari and Mercedes just do a straight swap, and Sainz goes to Mercedes. And as you can see as well, Kevin Magnussen gets signed to RB, which is interesting considering Magnussen's not had any ties with Red Bull, and he's about 57. And Ricciardo is now just out of F1 completely. We do also have a couple changes to the calendar. We have removed 3 circuits. They are going to be, as you can see, Japan, Hungary, and Mexico. And in their place, we have gone for Monaco, Brazil, and Qatar. I've not driven at Qatar on this game, so I'm hoping that, you know, I wish it wasn't a season finale. It's a bit of a stinker to have it the season finale. You want, like, Brazil or Abu Dhabi, but it is what it is. It's not the end of the world, but I'm quite excited to get there. But, of course, we have another 15 races before we get there, starting off with Bahrain. The goal for this season, of course, last season was a bit inflated, I think you could say, getting, you know, what was it, like, P5 in the drivers? No. The goal for this season is to simply beat my teammate, Nico Hülkenberg. Let's go. Alrighty then, welcome to qualifying for the opening round of the season, of course, at Bahrain. Now, let's take a look at what kind of lap times we're dealing with. Now, I don't think this will come into play too heavily, but there was a patch that came out for this game, I think 2 days ago, that increased the difficulty of the AI. So, this could go one of 2 ways. Either I'll qualify like half a second ahead of my teammate or half a second behind. We just don't know yet. We'll have to find out as it happens. Leclerc is going to be fastest in the first set of runs. Of course, we don't really care about P1, to be honest. It's like interesting, you know, like, oh, you got Leclerc, you know, Alonso in the top 2, Hamilton P5, or well, actually P6 now behind Gasly on his first outing for Ferrari, but we're not really interested. What we care about is Hülkenberg's lap time. He's currently down in last of all the runners. He has done a 1 minute 27.6, and he is 2 tenths away from Logan Sargent, so that's promising. Let's get out there, 27.6 to beat, and go from there. And of course, if you're enjoying the content, why not consider subscribing to the channel? I try and upload every single day. I fail quite miserably at it, and I'm trying to grind for 1.5k by the end of the year, so come along for the journey. And let's kick things off strongly. We go around the final corner to begin the first run of Haas to Glory season number 2. With the overtake, I think I'm going to go down to around 65%, I reckon it's quite nice, and we're going to heavy brake into turn 1, you know how we do. Braking was pretty good on the exit, try not to have any, you know, rear moments. That grip is, ew, that felt very, very grippy. I like a bit of grip, as we all do. Grip is, you know, obviously quite important. Braked way too early through there, of course. This is only my first lap, I will, of course, be doing another. Sector 1 is going to come through, and I don't... Oh, no, I've lost it. Okay. So that hasn't gone entirely to plan. I have already spun, and I am 1 sector into Haas to Glory Season 2. Not really what you want. I was 3 tenths down on Kevin Magnussen in Sector 1, though, so it wasn't looking too brilliant. Of course, what that means is that into my second run, I will have no idea what's going on in Sector 2 and 3. I'm just going to have to hope and just drive. Alright, let's do it then. Lap 1 was a complete disaster. This is my final run of qualifying. Let's try and actually put a lap together, shall we? I reckon that's a good place to start. I do think that my ERS was pretty good into turn 1, go down to about 65, and then we're going to go on the braking into turn 1 a little bit later this time. On the apex, get the foot down nice and early. That was a pretty nice exit. DRS on, overtake on. Rec room has been updated thanks to the info PlayStation. I appreciate that. That was a lot better run through there. Try not to spin and lose the rear. That was quite nice. Now I'm going to ignore the sector time so that I can actually have a decent run through here. Oh, that was a little bit loosey-goosey. Surviving though, hanging on the curb. That's not so bad. Not a bad exit. Use a little bit of overtake. Now this corner's of course always tricky. Brake, brake, brake. Oh, I've nearly absolutely banged that on the exit. Lost a little bit. It's okay though. This lap has been pretty decent so far. Around the penultimate corner. Very nice exit. Almost lost it. I almost did a Verstappen in quali. But we're still surviving. We're going strong. Into the final corner. A little bit early on the brakes. Still on the exit's good. Which it was. It doesn't matter too much. Honestly, there was a little bit more in that lap, but not much. We crossed the line. What's it gonna be? Yeah. Nah. There's not much to say about that. All that matters is, did I beat my teammate, Nico Hülkenberg? That's realistically all it comes down to. Leclerc takes a pole ahead of his new teammate. I wonder if it'll be like that in real life next season. Ferrari 1 and 2 with Leclerc ahead. Going down though, what's it gonna be? Who's ahead? It's me. Oh, by a very slim margin though. Only by 32 milliseconds, but I beat my teammate, so realistically, that's all that matters to me, and I'm very pleased with that. Taking a look at the sector time, so I did a 27.98, 28.1, so I was actually 2 tenths up, or actually no, a tenth up in sector 1, and then I was a tenth and a half down in sector 2, and I was also a tenth and a half down nearly in sector 3. Interesting, so my sector 2 and 3 was lacking. It was only my pace through sector 1 that saved me there. Huh, okay, we go into the race. The boys are starting P18 and P19, not expecting much. Same target, just beat Hülkenberg in the race. And welcome to race day for a potentially snooze-festy season opener. I'm not expecting much of a blockbuster considering where we're starting. Whoa. Crazy burp out of nowhere, excuse me. But you never know. You just don't know with F1. You know, you could have the most bonkers race of all time and I can win. You just don't know. Strategy is going to be looking like this. We are going to go onto the soft tyres and then onto the hards. I reckon you could genuinely get away with using the mediums. Can I just not? Why can't I use the mediums? Oh, there you go. Oh, wait, original allocation. Oh, so I'm not allowed to do softer medium. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Okay, that's interesting. So the softs are going to be starting at like a 29 dead, maybe even a 30, and then by the end we'll be into the 33s. Whereas the hard tyres, we start at like a 31, but also end at a 31. So I reckon we can probably get away with stopping a little bit earlier. You can see how much quicker I might be going. You know, I like stopping 1 lap earlier, and then if if the tyres are bad, I will stop 2 laps earlier. That is going to be my strategy. Strategy. There you go, banged it. I know English, it's my first language, definitely. And without further ado, let's go and start this season opener and hopefully absolutely mop the field. And here we go. Let's rev up the car, get it nice and ready, nice and warm, and we're off. Start felt pretty good. Lots of wheel spin though. That's going to cost me quite a bit. Hulkenberg's going to move to the outside. I'm going to try and go around the outside of Logan Sargent into turn. That was way too close. Fighting wheel to wheel with my teammate Nico Hülkenberg round the outside of turn 2. That's actually a really nice exit. Up the inside of Alex Albon. You're gone, blood. See you later, G. Is there a move around the outside of Logan Sargent? Oh, you bet there is. We're going 3 wide into turn 3. I think it's turn 3 anyway. And that is a really good start for this Grand Prix. You know, +2 places. It's quite rare for me to gain places. And that was pretty good. That was very nice. For now, my only sort of goal is just sort of stay within DRS of Mr. Bottas and then just sort of drag myself along. That's all I really, can think of doing. I don't think I've got the pace to, actually pull away from Logan Sargent and Alex Albon and catch up to Bottas. So we'll just stick behind him. If the opportunity comes along, Bottas goes wheel to wheel with someone, of course, at that point, I will send it up the inside like I'm silly and go from there. But actually a very positive lap 1. The car is a little bit slow on the exits. I don't know if that's just a skill issue or a car issue. I'm not entirely sure yet, but the AI do seem to have a massive upper hand in the exit department. which is, of course, a medium speed, low speed track like this is not really what you want. If we were at, like, Qatar or, like, Saudi Arabia, it wouldn't matter too much, but considering where we are, it's actually a big issue. Oh! Oh, where's that come from? Oh, what a lovely thing to see. Valtteri Bottas locks up out of nowhere and gives me a free position. Cheers for that, Bottas. That is much appreciated from the boy. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. We are now up to P15, almost out of nowhere. I'm going to have to dump my ERS battery a little bit to get back within a second of the RB up ahead. Tyres starting to go a little bit loosey-goosey on the rear. It's not horrible, though. It's definitely not the worst it could be. But yeah, no, that was really nice. The fact that I actually managed to get past him without crashing into him as well was also quite impressive. And I am also just hanging on to DRS, like just, as you can see, only by about half a tenth. Wow, look at that up ahead. Who's that? Is that Tsunoda? It is Tsunoda. Yuki Tsunoda going for a move on one of the Red Bulls. Let's be honest, it just definitely is Sergio Perez. Maybe this could open up something for me? If they keep fighting, it's not just Perez as well. Well, if it is Perez, look ahead of them as well. There is also an Aston Martin and an Alpine. One of the RBs locks up. The other one gets in the way. Perez and an Alpine get a little bit stuck together up the inside of one of the RBs, round the outside of the other RB. Come on then, I'm taking both of them. You won't be able to stop me now. Oh, what a move. I got past both of the RBs up to P13. You see what a quality driver I am? Absolutely world class by Fakrim. Come on. Tyres are not looking great, as you can see. 35% on the rears. I don't know why the rears are dying so bad. I feel like I've been pretty easy on my exits. I've also completely changed my ERS strategy. Usually, I would just have hot lap on down the straights, but now I'm leaving it on medium and then just using about 10% overtake on the exits of corners. And it actually seems to be working quite well. We're on lap number 7 now. Oh, wow. Wow. It is actually Max Verstappen who is the Red Bull up ahead in, like, P10. Wow, that is shockingly bad by Max Verstappen, considering his teammate is currently about 3 places ahead. Here comes Kevin Magnussen on his debut for RB, trying to slip one up the inside. Not going to let that happen, boss. Sorry, G. Not for me. Not feeling like it. Got to be a little bit careful here because there's a chance that I might actually lose DRS on the Alpine of Gasly. Next lap is when I'll be making my pit stop, although to be honest, I think I might make it now considering how slow I am, and I do think that the hards will be able to, you know, stick to it and survive those extra 2 laps without me losing too much pace. Plus, it also allows me to undercut. Oh, that's so tragic. That is so tragic. I have just seen in my rearview mirror Kevin Magnussen on his debut for RB just slowly pull over and just stop. That was very sad. I think now, considering I've also lost DRS to Gasly, I'm definitely going to be stopping on this lap. And in we go for the first pit stop of season number 2. Let's try not to speed. I have banged it. And, well, I'm not going to say anything about the pit stops because we usually know how they go. I was sort of hoping that Magnussen pulling over to the side would cause like a VSC or safety car, but doesn't seem like it. What we feeling like today, boys? Absolutely perfect is how we're feeling. I'm glad you had a good sleep, a good bit of brekkie, maybe sausage, egg and chips for breakfast, and that's why you pulled an absolute masterclass of a pit stop. So we exit on brand new hard tyres. I'm hoping that the grip is going to be good enough to allow me to undercut maybe Gasly, but anyway, you saw absolutely nothing. Let's be honest, you just sort of didn't. Like, just close your eyes and open them. What? You saw nothing, do you know what I mean? Anyway, car is awful. I realise I'm on brand new hards, but the car is still awful, do you know what I mean? I was expecting it to be a little more grips up, which actually is a really bad thing because that means that I might not be able to pull off the undercut. All the drivers ahead are starting to pit now, and it's really not looking good, to be honest. It's actually looking really bad. I don't know why I'm so incredibly slow on this tyre. The temperature's there now, and it's still really bad. Oh no. So there's Gasly, the driver I was trying to undercut. Oh, it's going to be so close. And it's actually not that close at all, to be honest. Gasly exits the pits into turn 1, stays ahead. I'm, about half a second closer, and that's all I gained from it. So that went pretty well. I suppose, there is a plus side, which is that there is still a lot more cars left to stop, and maybe I can undercut some of them. But, given how slow I currently am and the fact that I can barely get around a corner without nearly crashing, I don't think that's going to quite, materialise. Right, the rest of the field are now into the pits, and let's see, am I going to be ahead of any of them? Yeah, honestly, I'm basically back out where I went in, which is, I don't know. I mean, it's not a bad thing, but realistically, I've now got like 2-lap older tyres, which I don't think will have much of an impact. I do think the hards will last out until the end. It will be okay still, but it's still a negative thing to have. Especially, I keep saying of how awful the car is. I mean, like, look, I shouldn't have to make this many corrections on brand new hard tyres. It is absolutely egregious trying to drive this thing. Yuki Tsunoda is also considerably faster than me. He might actually go for it into the final corner, which wouldn't be such a bad thing, because I might get a bit of DRS, but no, he's going to wait. The smart move, to be honest, from the AI, and he will probably now just blitz past me alongside Valtteri Bottas as well. I've got a bit of VRS to defend with, but yeah, there's nothing I can really do, to be honest. Into turn 1. Can I even defend with the grip I've got? Let's see about it. No, I cannot defend. I have managed to get a bit of DRS, though, which might help me out a little bit. Maybe on the return straight, a little move around the outside, potentially. Go on. Round turn 3. Wheel to wheel with Tsunoda. Get the exit. Okay. Somehow shitout's getting back past, but yeah, if these problems keep up, yeah, I'm going to be dropping down the field rather quickly. Right, well, there's not much defending I can do now. I've managed to hold Tsunoda off for about a lap, but I've run out of VRS. So, yeah, there it is. Yuki Tsunoda goes through. Now, I will have DRS on the next straight, but my grip is so low that I reckon Tsunoda might just be gone. And, yeah, he already is. Okay, nice. Can I even defend from Bottas? Should be able to. Yes, okay, so, yeah. Oh, please turn. I'm not going to have DRS. I've got to try and defend from Bottas into turn 1. Go about there. Should be okay. Yep, okay. I've survived turn 1 and 2. But turn 3, a whole different ball game because, well... Wait, hang on. Never mind. I've managed to shit out DRS. Does it even matter? Should do. My straight line speed isn't actually that bad, to be honest. Maybe that's what's doing me in. I should have ran a bit more downforce. But, straight line speed is saving me currently. And what kind of challenge is that? My objective is to overtake Tsunoda. Have you seen the pace difference? Like, are you looking at the screens? Are you looking at the timing boards? Are you looking at the gaps? Are you watching the same race? Are you just watching, like, WEC or something? Because, like, where have you pulled that out of your ass from? Here comes Valtteri Bottas. Honestly, I don't really mind him going by, because that means I get DRS down the main straight. But he's an absolute bottle job, and he isn't going to get it done. So, that just, solidifies my end even more now. Alright, I think I'm going to have to start deploying some dirty tactics if I wish to actually hang on to this P14. And those tactics include, well, before the final corner, accidentally slipping my foot off the throttle pedal and getting DRS off Bottas and then overtaking him down the main straight. Now, it is a bit cheesy, but right now it's the only way I can see myself actually hanging on to this position of P14. And to be honest, it isn't illegal, I think, and it's all because of DRS. If DRS wasn't a thing, I wouldn't have to do that, but, DRS is a thing, so I have to do it. I love the idea that I still have the objectives to overtake Tsunoda, which is now going to fail, even though he's 5 seconds ahead of me. Lovely stuff. Hang on a minute here. Yellow flag going on. I don't know if that's ahead or behind. Oh, hello. Who's that? Hello, Perez. Good day, mate. See you later, boss. That's tough. Sergio Perez from, like, P8 spins. And, well, actually, that's pretty good. It gives me an extra position. Now up to P13. And here we go, then. Cheesy tactics deployed. Valtteri Bottas goes through. And, well, now I can go around the outside. And I've now got DRS. So, Bottas, you can happily go through, boss. That's fine with me. I can now deploy the speed and power of the drag reduction system. And I barely even managed to get back past him. In fact, I haven't got back past him. Okay, now I have. Oh, big snap of oversteer. Out of nowhere. One of my least favourite things in the entire universe. Now I've got to hang on, because there's not only Valtteri Bottas, there's also a very angry Alex Albon trying to make his way past. Car is undrivable. Genuinely on ice skates. I am in an ice rink, and I don't have ice skates on. I'm slipping all about the gap. This is really bad. Alright, well, let's do it. Alex Albon's actually going to go for the move, which isn't a bad thing, because he should do this. Yeah, he does that weird little, like, realization that the move isn't going to go off. And now, I've got a 0.8 of a second gap. Look at that. Isn't that just marvellous? Why? Where's all my ERS gone? I had like 50%. I don't even know. Final lap of the race, though. Alex Albon fighting Valtteri Bottas. And wow, what a miserable experience this race has been. Although, to be fair, Bahrain usually is. I should really stop putting Bahrain on the calendar, to be honest. Lando Norris wins. I'm not sure how he's managed that. Fair play, I guess. But I thought one of the Ferraris would probably win. Round the penultimate corner. But yeah, utter misery like Bahrain usually is. Which is interesting, because on the softs, my pace was actually really nice, and the car was really nice. I fit on the hards, thinking the undercut might be possible, and for some reason, I don't know why, the hard tyres just haven't worked at all. Although, aside from all of the issues I had that race, you know, being tired, being ill, I've still had a really good result. P13 is really good. I think that's actually, I mean, you know, that's plus 5 places from where I started. You know, 3 places gained overall, because obviously Perez's spin and Kevin Magnussen's DNF. It's still a really positive result, given how utterly negative the entire process of the race was. So there's your final finishing order. Holy moly, I feel so ill. Yeah, seems like a pretty close race. Wow. Whoa, wow. Wow, look at that. 2.5 seconds. Split the top 6. That's really intense. That could have been anyone's win, quite literally. But yeah, P18 to P13 overall is a pretty good result. Nico Hülkenberg finishes 3 seconds behind me, and I think it's quite interesting to note that Yuki Tsunoda, ended up finishing 7 seconds ahead of me. Pierre Gasly, 14, nearly 15 seconds ahead of me. Bear in mind, at the end of, what was it, lap 8 or lap 9, he was only 1 second ahead of me. He gained 14 seconds in like 9 laps. Quality stuff. The Drivers' Championship is going to look like this. Of course, it's just how the race finished. The Constructors, though, I don't know, actually. What's it going to look like? It's going to be McLaren on top by 5 points ahead of Ferrari. We currently sit in P8 with 0 points, of course. And, yeah, I'm glad it's over. So, a pretty miserable start to the Haas to Glory Season 2 of the second season of Haas to Glory. But, you know, it's done now. We can move on to, I believe, Saudi Arabia, which is a much better track. I'm a lot better around there. The cars should be a lot better as well. And we'll go from there. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you a lot later. I need a nap, to be honest. I need a good old kip.